Happy Father's Day. Well, the Astros have a Father's Day present for all you dads out there. A series win and a win on Sunday. And Ronel Blanco almost did what again? Let's talk about it on this edition of Locked On Astros.
Jainer Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett H-Town Wheelhouse Chancey.
We are Locked On Houston Astros, and we update you join us for a daily Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. You can find me on X at Eric Talkstros. You can find the show at Locked On Astros, your team every day. Thank you for making us part of your daily routine. Whether it's on YouTube, go and subscribe to us. Go and make us part of your daily routine on X. Sorry, not X. On where do we do that? On Spotify, on Google Podcast, on Odyssey, wherever you listen to your podcast. Go and check out the Locked On Astros podcast and go and make us part of, become an everydayer. Somebody that listens to our podcast every day. And this episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment more. Right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets with any $5 bet. That's $200 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon to get started today. Brett, happy Father's Day. I hope you had a great day with your son. I got to spend some good time with my girlfriend and my kids today and got to see my dad. Took a little bit of a drive up there, but got to meet my girlfriend for the first time. So that was pretty interesting.
Wait, you got to meet your girlfriend for the first time?
No,
you're here.
Yes.
To meet your girlfriend. Okay.
So,
I was like, wow, first time you met your girlfriend. That's interesting.
Where could they meet you on? No, where can?
Whoa.
Whatever.
Eric, okay, Eric, your start to the show today is much like the
I just got home a little
ago. It's okay. It is much like the Astros game on Saturday. It was a disaster. But look, you can find me at H-Town House on X, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find me at Stros411 on Facebook and on X, and you can find me at Back to the Bullpen on X and on Instagram. How I keep that all together, I don't know. But I'm always positive, always Stros. Yeah, it was a good Father's Day. I did the yard work. I cooked fajitas for dinner, and I made dessert. And that's the way that I like it. And I got to watch sports today, and I got to see an Astros series win. And Ronel Blanco almost threw another no-hitter, Eric. I mean, he would have had a combined no-hitter had Presley not screwed it up. And the Bregman error, it probably should have been a hit, but who knows? I think if there wasn't a no-hitter going, that they would have probably marked that a hit, not an error. But Ronel Blanco, dude, this guy is just absolutely balling out. I mean, this game today saw him produce 15 swings and misses. He was the WPA leader today, the wins probability added leader today, without a doubt, right here with plus 26. Jose Altuve 25.1, and then Yordan Alvarez in there with 9+. But this is what I love about Blanco today, Eric. When you look at the pitches he threw, because last game he didn't throw as many changeups as he had been. Right. He threw 25 changeups today. And on those 25 changeups, he got 8 swings and misses. He threw 37 four-seam fastballs, 26 sliders. He did throw 6 curveballs, okay? And so he had a 4-pitch arsenal today. The guy kept it together. This is the guy that I think Dana Brown gets a whole lot of credit for, because what was he saying back in spring training? Ronel's going to be a starter.
Actually, 2 years ago. This is 2 years ago. Okay, 2 years ago, he said Ronel's going to be a starter. Came up last year. He pitched a lot, and he kind of had a falling off. But then in the offseason, worked a lot in the offseason. I actually followed him really closely this offseason, spoke with him through the offseason, and he was all about the work. And he was determined to go out there and do everything he could to be successful. And Ronel Blanco is doing this year what JP France was doing last year. The only difference is there's a lot less winning going on this year. So it's not as effective. But we know when Ronel gets on the mound, Eric, that the Astros more than likely are going to win. Look at this: 7-2, a 2.43 ERA, 0.97 WHIP, 164 opponent's batting average. That's through his first 13 starts, and he's got
a no-hitter, like a one-hitter, I think. I mean, there's probably at least 15 innings where he hasn't given up a hit at all, if not
Right.
more.
I
I
think it was
mean,
15.
yeah, this
It was the
guy
most to
is,
start a season in MLB history, I believe,
yeah.
if I remember correctly.
So he probably would have been, and who knows, he may do it. I think he'd be the first rookie ever to have not only a no-hitter, but a combined no-hitter in their rookie season, in their rookie campaign. So this is a guy, though, that would benefit greatly from a six-man rotation, especially with Justin Verlander out. We'll talk about the concerns for Verlander in our last segment. But the Astros offense did just enough to back him up. And Jose Altuve, I talked about it last show. He's hot. So going into this game, Eric. Okay, go ahead, Eric. What do you have?
Before we move off of him, I do want to say that he did exceed his rookie limits last year. So
Okay.
he's no longer a rookie. So
Okay. So I was thinking this. Well, maybe this will be his first full season as a starter. I don't know, because wasn't he in and out of the bullpen last year too?
yeah, but he did have 52 innings pitched, and I think that if you include I want to say the marker is like 55 innings or 56 innings,
Okay.
and between 2022 and 2023, he had 58.1 innings pitched. So he's already exceeded those innings. So he's no longer a rookie. But I can understand where you got that clarification, that misclarification from. But I want to ask you, is he an all-star? If you had to, let's say, I'm going to say that Jose Altuve is probably all-star. Kyle Tucker, most likely, despite the injury, is an all-star. If you can only take one more Astro from this roster to be all-star, is it going to be Ronel Blanco? Is it going to be Jeremy Pena, Alvarez? Who would it be?
I have a nuance. I have a twist for you, because the pitchers are voted on by the coaches and not by the fans. I'm still going to take another Astro and Ronel Blanco. Ronel Blanco, hands down, 100%. Yes. I mean, there's no reason to keep him off the all-star team. There's no such thing as an all-star snub with him. Valdez, no. Ronel, 100%. He's an all-star. He's doing all-star things. He is composed. He's dominating, offenses, and he's doing his job. I have Altuve as an all-star. I have Kyle Tucker as an all-star. I think because of his outfield play, you could even insert Jake Myers into the conversation. But I think Jeremy Pena this year is an all-star. I think we have at least 3 or 4 guys that are position players that deserve an all-star bid, if I'm being completely honest. It's not outside of their own possibilities of 3 position players and Ronel Blanco making this team, Eric. I think if, Hader's only had 10 opportunities to save. He's 9 for 9 in the save. I think he's only had, he has 9 save opportunities, right? Or 9 or 10, but he's not blown a ton of saves. He hasn't had a lot of opportunities. I wonder if he goes on a roll here, if he can find his way into the All-Star game just because of who he is. But if we have a relief pitcher, do we have any relief pitchers that deserve an All-Star nod? Taylor Scott, someone like that. So there might be more than a couple. There might be 3 or 4. There could be 5. This team has just
but
been
this
wildly
team is
inconsistent.
not the same Astros. And that's the
But
thing.
it doesn't-
It's not the same
It
juggernaut
doesn't
that they've
matter.
been.
But you don't. But
You got the
rules
Yankees out
for
there.
the
You got the Orioles
I know,
out there.
I understand that.
You got the other teams that are out there winning.
Oh no, I understand that completely.
So it's like it's going to be hard to justify getting a lot of Astros out there.
Yeah,
So.
but and this is where the All-Star this is where the All-Star system is flawed, because the All-Star game is not for the best player. Now, do I think Jeremy Pena is better than Bobby Witt right now and Gunnar Henderson? I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is, do we have All-Star worthy players? Absolutely.
Right.
We do, but it probably will only be a couple. But Ronel Blanco, aside from the position players, 100%, he's going to be an all-star. You can You can mark it today, June 16th. Ronel Blanco's an all-star.
All right, we'll go and talk a little bit more about this offense in a second, definitely. But
and
guys,
Dubon.
thank you for making us your
Dubon as well.
Oh yeah, Devon for sure. So we'll go ahead and talk about this a little bit more in a second, and we'll go and talk about what Altuve did, and he carried the Astros in this game.
This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and check out the odds today. Now, this is awesome. I want you to hear that right now, new customers get $200 in bonus bets with any winning $5 bet. That's right. You win a $5 bet, you get $200 in bonus bets. You can use that to bet on everything from the finals MVP to who's going to hit one out of the park. And right now, the series winner odds, according to FanDuel, are Mavericks at +188 and the Celtics at -225, still the favorite. Can the Mavericks pull the upset? Are there some things you want to see Luka do? See how many threes he hits, so much more. So visit FanDuel.com/lockedon and add a big win to your summer bucket list. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. PrizePicks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 5 million members. It's the most fun, exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite team or your favorite player. Just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats categories. Have your shot at winning more than 100 times your money. You can make PrizePicks line up in as little as 60 seconds. You just need to pick more or less on 2 to 6 players and then sit back and let the fun begin. That's right. You can bet on things all season long like strikeouts, RBIs, home run, so much more. If you like promotions, they have promotions weekly. You can get out on those. Now you can win up to 100 times your money with baseball-only lineups. There are so many options out there. You can turn $10 into $1,000. PrizePicks is available in 30 states across the country, including California, Texas, and Georgia. PrizePicks even offers injury insurance so that your lineups will play even if your players get injured, so you have no worries there. So check out PrizePicks. Download the app today. Use a promo code LOCKEDONMLB for your first deposit match of up to $100. That's LOCKEDONMLB for your first deposit match of up to $100. Go to PrizePicks today. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
Guys, thank you for making Locked On Astros podcast your first listen every day. Whether it's on YouTube, go and subscribe to us. Go and make us your first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Go and check out the Locked On Astros podcast and make us your first listen. Become an everydayer. Somebody that listens to our podcast every day. Go and check out Michael Connor on the Locked On Astros podcast, postcast, and go ahead and check them out after every game. And so I saw somebody on comments saying, well, we miss y'all after yesterday's game. Well, unfortunately, we don't talk about Saturday. Saturday's game was a little bit of a somebody was saying I was lagging. I just exited and came back in, and hopefully I'm a little bit better now. But we don't talk about Saturday. Saturday's game was a little bit of a disaster, and I don't think it was Spencer Arrigetti's fault. I just think that. I mean, I don't think it was the fact that Justin Verlander was scratched at the last minute. It wasn't as scratched. You have to understand these guys know ahead of time, unless it's something like I think with Framber Valdez when he was scratched a bit back. I think maybe that was a last minute thing, but I think with Justin Verlander, from what I understand, he was they knew that this was going to be a scratch because of a stiff neck, and so I think that Arrighetti knew that this was going to happen. And so luckily, Ronel Blanco was able to take the start today, and he looked great. He didn't look like he was anything happened, but yesterday's game was just a disaster. I honestly turned it off after the third inning, and I was like, yeah, this is just one I'm not even going to pay attention to and everything. But somebody that is probably going to be all-star, and I think it's not even close, is Jose Altuve. Jose Altuve is probably the best second baseman in the American League, and he's showing it. If you look around baseball, there's not any second baseman that's having the season that he's having. Right. He has been on a little bit of a slump recently, but he broke out a little bit today, and he had his 11th home run today, and he was kind of the offensive guy of the game. He had 3 RBIs, 2 hits, scored 2 runs, had a walk. His OPS is still 810. So he's still having a good season. He's just been in a little bit of a rut recently.
Well, but actually he's not been, because talked about this yesterday. His last 16 games, he's hitting 323. He's got 20 hits, 2 home runs, 9 RBI. He's scored 8 runs. And that's in his last 16 games. He's actually still hitting really well. Now, he's not hitting the long ball as much, but he is still all-star caliber. Jose Altuve, for all intents and purposes, you're right, is an all-star, is one of the best second basemen, if not the best second baseman in Major League Baseball still to this day. And just to go back to clarify some things, Justin Verlander had actually spoken with the pitching staff. He talked about this with reporters, and he said he sat down with the pitching staff and said, look, I'm probably not going to be able to go when it's my turn. He said Spencer Arrighetti knew 2 days in advance, because I had some people DMing me saying, oh my gosh, Brett, our manager's horrible. He's just throwing this on Arrighetti, and he, like, last minute, why don't they throw this guy or that guy? And I'm like, and of course I hadn't seen the comments from Verlander. I was like, well, I don't know how they came to that decision. Guess he was next man up. Well, it wasn't just next man up. It was literally, so Arrighetti was aware of it. He's a rookie. Okay. He's actually been pitching really well lately. You're going to have that. And he basically said after that game, he said, I'm going to watch this. I'm going to put this behind me, and I'm going to look forward, because that's all you can do. But Jose Altuve at the top of the lineup is about as sure as a hit as you can get. He has been reaching a little bit more. Now, what has happened is his swing rate has gone up. In other words, he's watching fewer pitches this year than he's watched any year. So I think at times they can give the appearance that maybe he's not as productive as he was. But his last 16 games, him and both Bregman, Bregman went hitless today, but he had a 16-game hitting streak he was riding. So both these guys at the top are doing well. Yordan, some people are saying, is having a down year, but it's just because he's not hitting. He's not pacing with the home runs. He's still getting on base. He's hitting doubles. He's spraying the ball across the field. I would rather Yordan be a complete hitter. Yes, he's going to hit his home runs, but this is this team, if they can get everything going, and that's where I do believe Dana Brown, if they can get everything working at the same time, this team can be a juggernaut, Eric.
Right.
And yeah, the run may be over in that we don't dominate like we used to, but this team is still very capable of getting a lot of wins. But they've got to almost win out the rest of this June for them to have a shot at getting back to 500.
Yeah, and I think with this team, it's very susceptible to the clunkers like we have on Saturday. And you're going to have games where once you open the floodgates, you can't close them. And unfortunately, that's what happened on Saturday. And so if you have games like with Blanco, with what he's done, and you have some other starters like Hunter Brown, I think you talked about it on Friday's podcast, but that he's been doing great. It's like awesome the way to see what he's been doing, and just seeing overall how some of these younger guys, some of these guys are maturing back to who they're supposed to be.
Well, it's Hunter Brown's sinker. Eric, Hunter Brown has 6 different pitches that he throws. And ever since he brought the sinker back in, that's why he's dominated. So that right there, you're right. These are all observations that you and I have been making all year. There are bright spots on this team. There are reasons to be excited, but at the same time, a game like Saturday can't happen. We should be able to, you go out there and you beat the presumptive early Cy Young favorite in the American League. And I literally said before that game, this needs to be the one game in the last several that Skubal is not on his stuff. And if he makes mistakes, the Astros have to exploit it. What did they do? They exploited his mistakes, and they got the win against a very good pitcher, and then looked absolutely feeble the next day. I was shocked when I went to check the score on my app because I wasn't at home. was like 8-0. And then I saw something on Twitter where Donchar Willis and them on Fox were like, the Astros run maybe over. They're down 10-0 in the third inning. I mean, they were like doomsdaying us. So, but I get it, man. That was a tough game to watch. And you probably, like a lot of others, and you and Garrett and others probably stopped watching that game in the third inning.
Oh yeah. I don't normally do that. I typically watch them, but like certain games, I'm like, yeah, this is not worth my time. I rather my kids. I just got my kids.
It's Father's Day
and,
weekend, man.
Yeah.
We get it, dude. We get it.
And I'm just like, I'd rather be spending time with my kids. I think we watched a stupid Netflix movie or something instead. So it was more worth to just spend that time. But guys, should we be concerned about Justin Verlander? We'll talk about that in a second. Mr. Bloss, I know that we have Dana Brown talking a lot about him, and he's hitting 98 miles per hour in the minor league. So we'll go ahead and have that. And the White Sox, are they a good team? Is Martin Maldonado leading them to the World Series this year? We'll talk about that in a second.
This episode is brought to you by Supply House. Shop Supply House for all your plumbing, HVAC, and electrical product needs at supplyhouse.com. Get your supplies. This is the site made for skilled tradesmen. If that's you, listen up, because you've never had an easier place to buy online, whether it's HVAC, plumbing, or electrical products. I know, because I come from a family where my father was a master electrician, and he could have really used this. You can shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands and get your order delivered right to your door in fast shipping from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Get expert support from industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business, and talk to a real person every time. I know my dad would enjoy that. Pros in the skilled trades can get competitive edge by joining supplyhouse.com's free Trade Master program. Every Trade Master gets access to dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Join the thousands of trade pros already benefiting from the free membership at supplyhouse.com/T-M and order plumbing, HVAC, electrical supplies from anywhere with just a few clicks at supplyhouse.com.
There you go, Brett. I am really proud of you for using your dad in a commercial. Happy Father's Day, everybody. I hope you had a great one, whether it's watching a ball game at Minmade Park, or just going out to dinner or lunch or something with your dad, or just traveling all the way out to Conroe like I did. I hope that you had a great day, whether it's you're the dad and your kids got a chance to spoil you or whatever it happened. But I know with my son, I'm like, wait, why am I making you waffles when it's Father's Day for me?
But I've always been, I'm not one of these diva dads who's like laying in bed, like, make me lunch and dinner, kids. Like, I like doing it myself. I'm the father. I like providing. I like mowing. Hey, real quick, before we get to JV, I do have, I went and I searched. Chandler Rome actually had some comments from Dana Brown. I've got the comments from Dana Brown that you referenced. So it says right here, Dana Brown on Jake Bloss. He says, I'm not afraid to move guys fast. He's proving to us he can throw strikes. He's got power stuff, and he can log innings. If he continues to progress, you never know. Our rotation has been beaten up a bit. I've been paying a lot of attention to Bloss. And, Kenny on the recent episode did say this, and I'll end on this so you can start start back on JV. He did say, there has been a trend of pitchers that have been skipping AAA, and there's guys that will go from AA to the majors. And so guys like Bloss and people like that, they could make that move. So Eric, tell me, okay. So tell me, Justin Verlander, are you concerned?
The only way I would be concerned is what we saw with Christian Javier and how he missed so much time. I want to say he missed like 3 weeks or so, and then had to go on two rehab starts, something like that. So if they were that cautious with a younger Christian Javier, how cautious are they going to be? But the Astros have been so cavalier this year with the IL, or not cavalier, whatever the word is, way to use it. But they have just kind of kept a player off the IL. and been afraid to use that. I don't understand why. It's like they're looking for some type of competitive advantage. Even when Christian Javier, you knew that there's something wrong with his elbow. Well, maybe if the team thinks that Christian Javier is going to start,
Yeah, nobody's.
It's just like so stupid.
No, I don't. The Astros are one of the few are one of the few clubs that actually do that more than anybody else, and I don't know why. To me, it comes across as disingenuous. It comes across as trying to be secretive. It's just not a good look. And for whatever, I don't know who runs PR for this team, but there are mistakes after mistakes almost every week with public relations with this team. I mean, we saw it with Dusty Baker and quoting HIPAA and all these other things. It's just really annoying. Look, I'll tell you why I'm not concerned about JV, because Justin Verlander was actually playing catch today. He said he felt good. He said each day he feels better. And look, these things happen. You know what I think he suffers from? OLD. It's called getting old. And I just think that I know me when I go play pickleball, or when I go play basketball or some sport, or I go, run on the beach, or I'm running my dog, and the next day, or if I work out, like I have OLD, and that's just that escapes you. But we did talk about Gordon. We did talk about other minor leaguers. Some of y'all asked about John Garcia. Go listen to see what Kenny. I'm telling you, y'all, if y'all want to know about the Astros farm system, when we have Kenny on, you've got to watch those episodes. We get you up to date on those episodes. So go watch that today. And so I'm not concerned with Justin Verlander at all. I'm loving this White Sox Astros reunion. The Astros of the south side of Chicago, Julks, Korey Lee, and Martin Maldonado. I mean, the old teammates, the captain, is Martin gonna take one of the pitchers deep? Is Korey Julks gonna rob a home run?
That would be poetic justice if Martin Maldonado takes one of the Astros deep. That would be classic.
If he does, we're blaming you.
Why?
Because
you're the one that brought it up. No, you're the one that brought it up.
No, I didn't.
Put that ego on me, Ricky Bobby.
But you said it would be poetic justice. I just said watch him. Well, you're right. Okay, I started it. Yeah. My bad.
Don't do that to me. Anyway, if you're wondering who's going to be starting in the series, I don't believe as of right now, unless there's something out there that I'm not seeing, there's nobody listed as the starters for the Houston Astros.
We don't have any. No, because of what happened, because of today, because of Blanco, they are. What I think they're doing is, I think they're considering bringing up. What are you doing?
I'm doing any mini mighty mo.
Oh, right, catch the tiger by his toe. We just did that. We just caught the tiger by their toe, right? We tamed the tigers. You like that? But I think that they are talking between who on the big league club they're going to start and when, and then if they are going to bring someone like a Colton Gordon, not Colton Gordon, but Jake Bloss up, someone like that. You could decide to go with the bullpen game. Now, Nick Hernandez, at first I freaked out, and I actually retracted the tweet earlier because I wish I could have edited it out, but it had been past an hour. But Nick Hernandez logged like 55 pitches, and the reason why they sent him back down is because they knew they weren't going to be able to use him today, and they had to open up that other roster spot. And so
who came up? I missed it.
They oh gosh, you would quiz me on this. I'll have to look it up.
I've been on the road all day, so I have been out of action.
No, I know you have. I just completely forget the guy's name. He was pitching pretty well in AAA. I just do not remember the guy. I think it's like a Contreras or something like that. If you look up Chandler Rome, I believe he has somewhere on there. I think his last name's Contreras. If I'm being,
it's Luis Contreras. Yeah,
Luis Contreras. Okay, yeah, Louis. Yes, yeah. There you go. Aurelio Corona's got us. Wait. Is that Mr. Corona?
I believe so. Yeah.
Wait, he went from Mr. to Aurelio. Now he's unveiling.
Well, he's going informal.
I know, but Mr. Corona, like now we know your first name. Is this the Mr. Corona? I need to know.
Yes, it is. Okay. So this awesome. Year in AAA, he has a 1 point. Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah. It's so like, go ahead. Sorry.
This year in AAA, he's got a 1.40 ERA. He has 20 strikeouts in 19 and 1/3 innings pitch. So he's got a 0.98 whip. He's allowing a 171 batting average. So he's looking pretty good. You want to know how many? Oh, he's got about 7 walks. So he's doing pretty good.
No, yeah. I mean, and that's why they are considering bringing him up. Yeah. Hey, yeah. I haven't seen Mr. Corona in a long time when he does.
There's a couple of our OGs that are not with us anymore. I don't know.
Hold on. They're not with us anymore. That sounded terrible. They're not with us anymore. It sounded like a Boyz II Men song about to start. Yeah, pour out one for the homies.
Here's a Coke can.
Oh man,
there's no water in there, Brett.
Okay, well, yeah, I drank it all. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we are a Mr. Corona. We are a Corona-less Locked On Astros tonight. How possible is that we see Gloss soon? Well, I mean,
they need a starter, so it depends on.
Hold on, who's Gloss? Is Gloss another guy?
You know what they meant. Oh, by the way, I do want to touch on this, and the reason why I didn't make a big deal about it, but we all know how big a troll Bauer is, and the fact that he reached for the Astros hat and everything. Well, he actually made fun of it on social media.
Was that true? Because I saw it. It's not Bleacher Report. It was some other report. Was that him saying that, or is that a parody account?
Well, that was a parody account that kind of leaked the thing, but I think it was him saying that it was after a game in the Mexican League. He said that, oh yeah, I just saw a known parody account say that I was going to sign with the Houston Astros, so I just went with it to troll people.
Oh yeah, and look, so can we end the freaking Bauer saga? We're not going to sign him. He's a terrible person. Not because of legal stuff. He's always been a troll. He's been a hack his whole life. That's all he's ever been. And we don't want him on our team. I'm sorry. Dodgers, take him. Y'all are the idiots that signed him for $40+ million before all this crap came out anyways. So let someone like the Dodgers take him. Let the freaking Yankees take him. I mean, forget about it. Let him go up north to Toronto. I don't care, but not here, man. Just stay in the Mexican League. Go to the Korean League. I don't care where you play. Just don't play in this city, Mr. Bauer. You're not welcome here.
Yeah, I think the Astros, they really can't add too much more. They are only $4 million underneath the second luxury tax threshold. So they're going to have to really be sure that they're ready to win. So I think the All-Star break is a good kind of just vantage point just to see where they are. And then if they're at a point where they think that they're going to have a chance to overtake the Mariners, because there's no way they can get the wild card. The wild card is going to be in the AL East. So they're going to have to do something.
Everybody's saying the wild card is going to be coming out of the AL Central.
The Central? Okay.
That's what
I haven't really paid attention to Central.
Yeah, right. It might be the Central. I don't look. I don't know how this team makes the playoffs, but do I believe they can? Is it possible? It's 100% possible. Is it probable? Then we're talking about.
Have you seen the rotation? They've got grit. They can do this. Have you seen the back of their baseball card? They have done it before.
Eric's going star test on us. He's like,
no, I'm going Dana Brown.
Yeah, I know, but Dana Brown sounds like all the admin at every school district when star test comes up. Tell these kids that we're going to knock the Stars' teeth out. We're going to treat it like we're Mike Tyson.
This is Star Wars.
Star Wars. And let's take the hit song and make it into some stupid parody song of, beating the star test. Star Wars with, oh my gosh, I hate standardized testing as much as I hate the thought of Trevor Bauer on this team. All right. So, hey, that's all. But you know what? We have a night off. Actually, we don't. The Astros do. We'll be back, Eric, right? We'll be back. We'll probably know the pitchers. We'll talk about and look, we can't make this a trap series. We can't make this a series where we go in and get our butts kicked, but we may be going against a guy who the Astros may be interested in picking up at Garrett Crochet, probably a high price tag, but he may be a possibility out there if they're talking trades.
And if you are an Astros fringe roster spot reliever or pitcher, you might want to keep your bag pack, because there's going to be a lot of ups and downs in the next week or so as the Astros try to patch together a rotation, especially if Justin Verlander is going to be out for a while. So if you're a minor leaguer that's on the cusp, get ready to pack your bags, because you don't know. This is where dreams can come true. So this could be a Disney dream come true.
Eric will be called up for the Orioles series. There you go.
Yeah, my knee went.
I've seen video footage of you in the bullpen. Pretty good slider there. All right, hey,
that's
guys.
all we got for this edition of the Locked On Astros podcast. My name is Eric Huysman. He is Brett Chancey. We are the Locked On Astros podcast. Make sure you go and subscribe to us. Make us your first listen. Apple, Odyssey, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. Go and check us out, and we will see you tomorrow. We'll give you a more detailed look into the White Sox series as Brett tries to do the little stuff.
My iOS system messed up. They updated again. There's no more heart. But I love you.
Poor baby.
Y'all are the best. Y'all are the best.
I guess you're not making all-star team, Brett.
Guess not. Yeah, oh well. Happy Father's Day, y'all.